everybody, and welcome to the Psychic Hour. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co host, and partner in all things psychic, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello, hey everybody.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well.
Well, good.
Yeah,
We are both deep in the throes of packing to go camping.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Got our van home from your house, which was exciting. It's always nice when she fires up for another year. Well, I know Scott had to charge the battery, but yeah, our van's
That's
old.
just what
It's a
happens.
95,
Right.
but it's still running like a top, actually. It runs really
Yes, it
well.
is.
Sounds
Absolutely.
like a small aircraft, but other than that,
Right. It is what it is. But
yeah.
it's running fine. It really cracks me up, though, because we were trying to leave to go buy our camping groceries, and we needed to move your van. We had it pulled into our driveway. And
Hmm.
so we needed to back it out so that you wouldn't have to back it out.
Yeah, because
And
not with that trailer on,
yeah.
not
So, well,
happening.
no, you might have put it right in the side of our motorhome, but
Yes, probably.
or a tree or a mailbox or something. But
Hmm.
anyway, so Mars started it up and pretended like she was going to back it up just to get her dad's attention.
Hmm.
So then he's like, "Nah, you started it. You're doing it." She backed clear out of the driveway, which is it's a fairly long driveway. She backed all the way out, got clear to the road, couldn't quite get square. He was standing next to her telling her turn this way, turn that way, whatever.
Hmm.
Uh and she kept going, I'm scooting over, you're doing this anyway. Eventually she had to scoot over. But I wouldn't have even tried it. I know
It's
exactly what would have happened.
yeah, I had a harrowing experience at the city dump one time with it that I will probably never recover from.
Yeah. I hear that. I don't have the reverse thinking necessary to back up a trailer. I just
Oh,
don't. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's all no, yeah, it's all started and running good. So yeah, it's good. And we're about set. We bought our groceries today, and I have a show and tell that I'm so excited about.
Ooh.
So, I always buy a wind chime to hang on our parents' grave. And I
Hmm.
usually take it up for Mother's Day, clean up the graves and stuff. And I hate to admit that I did not get to do that this year, but here we are. So we'll do that this weekend. So I bought some flowers for their grave, but I discovered that I could make a sun spinner through sublimation. So I
Oh
made a spinner.
yeah.
I just finished it tonight and I'm so excited about it. So this is what it looks like.
Oh wow.
So there's a crow on this side for our mom, and then there's a deer on this side for our dad.
Oh, that's so pretty. I love it.
So, yeah. So, geez, if I can hang it correctly, straight it all. Here we go. Oh, Godfrey. That's how it spins.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, that is so cool.
I'm so freaking excited.
I know.
There's a little hole down here that I'm
Hmm.
thinking I'm gonna hang a heart-shaped Swarovski crystal.
Oh yeah.
It's hanging in one of my plants right now that I'm gonna hang from it, so it's more of a sun
Oh,
catcher.
cool.
But I'm so excited to go up there. So
I
it'll
know.
be interesting to see how it fares this year. If it's
Hmm.
if it holds up at all or if it doesn't. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Cranky, you're not getting any video? That's weird because I think maybe just try going out and coming back in.
Yeah. Because I think everybody else is getting video, aren't you?
I think so. Well, I know some of them saw my spinner, so
Oh,
but I
yeah,
was gonna
yeah, they
show
did.
you pictures of this is what they looked like flat. That's the design. So that's the
Oh,
deer
wow.
side and
That's so
that's
neat.
the crow side. Isn't that cool?
Super cool.
I made a bunch more for our first fair because it's all of our business. Our first craft fair, our first psychic fair for the year is coming up on June 4th. So we're
Yeah.
also both very busy with that, huh?
So much. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
making, maybe I was going to show you this one because I have it on. Oh, no. Oh, no.
yeah,
It's going to be a problem with my headphones. Maybe I can work it out.
yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see it, but I'm making these lockets. So, like, this is a magnetic locket. I've got a bunch of different kinds of lockets. And this locket has angel aura quartz, aquamarine, and Herkimer diamonds in it. So it has all kinds of cool little stones in it. And I, making all different kinds of them for
Mhm.
various purposes to wear. And this is a small one, and there are bigger ones, and they're all on a ball chain like that. So I'm really excited about it.
I love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
I made it with a printing process called sublimation. So I have this special printer that prints onto special paper that then you basically it's a then you press it with a heat press. So you have to heat the ink up to over 350 degrees for 60 seconds to get it to melt into your product. So basically it's a polymer. So the special ink is a polymer that then when you heat it, it melts into your product, and the product has to be treated with polyester in some way or a plastic in some way. So it's all kind of specific. But
Hmm.
anyway, that's how you do it. And yeah, I'm so excited. Anyway, so excited. I should have brought some of the others up from downstairs to show you guys, but
That's very
they
cool.
weren't they
Yeah.
weren't all I'm not going to bend them and stuff until we actually like go to the fair because that's
Right.
just going to take up a lot of space. Yeah,
For sure.
that is like really in high demand.
Hmm.
So, well, I'm glad you guys are all here. So I do
Yes.
want to
Glad
say
you've made it.
hello. Yeah, so this is, of course, our maiden voyage into pulling the psychic hour off of the True Crime channel and only doing
Hmm.
it through our channels. So I'm glad you guys
Yeah.
all found us and you're here.
Hmm.
And it's free now. So we're really happy about that too. We had put
Yeah.
it behind a paywall. We've tried a few things. I think we've landed, though. I think
Yeah.
we've
I
landed.
think we're on the right thing.
Yeah. So Spirit is driving through a snowstorm through the Sierras, the Sierra
Oh gosh.
Nevadas. Yeah. So be very safe, dear friend,
Hmm.
and we will all send you some good vibes. So we
Definitely.
have Spirit, Renee, Kristi, Cranky, Victoria, Amy, Sherry. Oh gosh. RJ, Lillian, so good to see you. Crystal, Amy, I might have already said Amy. Maureen, Barbara, just so good to see everybody. And thanks for all filtering in and joining us over here. Appreciate it a lot.
Hmm.
So, oh, Elizabeth too, or Morena, good to see you too. And Brandy and Corin, oh my God. Jacqueline, okay, it's like old home week over here.
Right.
Love it, all of it. Uh, yes. And by the way, I'm going to need a special locket. I can see right now. I want one with the greens and the pinks and
Hmm.
the herks. I
Yeah.
want it all.
I have
I
some
want it
really
all.
pretty ones with peridot and rose quartz.
Mhm.
And
They
the
are
baby
gorgeous.
Hercs. The Herkimer diamonds are like the size of a piece of rice, you guys. They are the cutest thing I've ever, and I love Herkimer diamonds.
Oh,
And
yeah.
these teeny tiny ones are
Mhm.
so cute. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I have like ordered like
Adorable.
150 of them, and they fit in a glass jar that's about that tall.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what's really fun about
To
this is
get
I'm
that
working
the crystalline structure so specific on those. So for them to be itty bitty and still have their
and
integrity.
they still look exactly like a Herc that's bigger, you know?
Love it. They're so cool. That's on the bucket
Yeah, they're
list, is to go to
mhm.
Herkimer, New York and dig a few of
Oh,
our own Herkimer
so
diamonds.
much. Yes, I am selling the lockets.
Mhm.
Yeah, I actually have them available on my store on TikTok.
Oh, perfect.
There I have a few of them on there, and I'll have more. I don't not on my Etsy site, but I do have them on my. So if you have me on TikTok, you can find me. I'm Eclectic Healer on TikTok, or my store is called Lockets Inspired. You can find them that way, and you can
Mhm.
there. I think I only have like 6 or 8 styles available there right now. But I do have some there.
Mhm.
You
Awesome.
can also message me if you're interested, and we can just I can send you some pictures or
We could
whatever. But
just
yeah, I
make
will
a
be. I
deal.
am selling them.
Awesome. I love it.
I have always loved lockets all my life. I loved lockets when I was a kid. I had several, and
Mhm.
then I discovered these glass lockets that you can put stones in. Are you freaking kidding me right
Yeah.
now? Best of both worlds. I have had
Yeah.
so much fun with them, and because everything is so tiny, like all my stones are in these little glass bottles with corks. So I
Mhm.
have this like it looks like this little apothecary laid out on my desk, and you and all it is just these little bottles with all these different stones. But it's like, I'm making an herbal concoction, only it's a stone concoction.
Mhm.
It's really fun.
I love it. That's the
Yeah.
best alchemy I can think of.
Right? I know. I've been having a blast with it. And all the things you can find so tiny. These Herkimer diamonds. I was just like, oh, my heart. I
That is
must have
awesome.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in love. That is awesome. So, the first thing we always
Oh,
do.
yes, Brandy. I
Oh,
I will be custom making. So yes, I can custom make for if you have one for a specific issue that you want to deal with. Definitely.
mhm. And we will be at the Healing Hand Psychic Fair in Idaho Falls on June 4th, and I believe it runs from 11:30 to 5.
Yeah, it
So
does.
we'll have a big booth there, and yeah, it's going to be a fun day. So if you're in the Idaho
Mhm.
Falls area, for sure come, Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy. Definitely. And you can always hit me up too, or go find me, Eclectic Healer on TikTok. You'll see my store there, and I do have some of them up there, and I'll have lots more up too.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how to send you a link to my TikTok store. I don't know.
Is there a link? There probably is somehow,
There
some way.
isn't that I can find. I have
Oh,
looked and looked.
hmm. We'll
So you
figure it
just
out.
just go to TikTok and search Eclectic Healer. You'll find me.
Yeah. Very cool. Brandy says she'll be there. Well, by
Oh,
God.
good.
Okay.
Oh, you don't
Lillian.
TikTok, it's bad. Oh, okay. I love TikTok. It's my favorite thing. But
I know, me too. The whole state of Montana has just banned TikTok. And all these TikTokers there that like this is how they're earning their livings is,
mhm,
by being influencers on TikTok are losing their minds.
yeah,
It's crazy. They're not even implementing it until 2024 and they won't be implementing it in 2024 because
no, it's
they can't.
illegal. No, there's
It's a
no way
bunch
to
of
implement.
old men making laws that they don't understand tech at all.
Mhm.
All you
And
have
that,
to do is get a VPN blocker or a VPN reassigner that just says that you're in a different state or even a different country.
mhm,
The reason that is so bad though, that's bad for women that end up getting kidnapped or something and their phones
right.
aren't trackable because they have a fake
You're
VPN
using
so
a
that they
VPN,
can
right?
have TikTok. It's a
It's
yeah.
scary. And the thing with TikTok is it's just like any other social media. There's good and bad.
Mhm. Yeah.
You just have to look for the good.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure. But yeah, it's yeah, old white man for sure. For sure.
Shaking my damn head. Me
They're
too,
like,
because see,
"We're
every
gonna
day
say" what's crazy about Montana? In one fell swoop, they signed shit protecting abortion rights and banning TikTok.
there is no
Yeah,
reality right now. Just none.
yeah,
Right. Swipe up. Exactly. If you don't like what you're seeing, swipe up.
yeah.
Just go to something else. Yep.
Well, but yeah, it cracks me up that they're like, "Well, just ban TikTok. We're just gonna sign this and that bans it." And people are like, "Have you interneted before?"
Yeah.
Because no, you're not banning anything.
Yeah. I know. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, hilarious. But the way we always lead out this show is with the same conversation, and that's what did you have for dinner?
We went out to dinner. We went to Garcia's, which is a beloved Mexican
Ooh.
restaurant here.
Mhm.
Since we're going camping, and Rhonda did the dishes and cleaned the kitchen earlier. It was kind of like, well, it's a real shame to mess that up. So we decided just to go out. So I had sour cream enchiladas, and they were really good.
Nice. They are so good. We went to a taco truck
Oh,
because we'd been running errands, buying groceries. We had this horrific rainstorm a few nights ago that just like totally flooded the area. And one of Mars's good friends, one of her teammates that lives in Idaho Falls, she and her mom went out to check out the flooding and uh, messed up her car and now it won't run.
oh no.
And so she actually managed to push it. They weren't far from home. They managed to push it home and into the driveway, sort of. And it's been just kind of sitting there. And anyway, so we went over so Scott could figure out, oh, what's wrong? It looks like she burned up her starter. But anyway, had to go be a looky loo. I mean, I get it.
Mhm.
I really do. But
The flooding was crazy 2 nights ago.
mhm,
Crazy.
yeah. But
And it's
between
all gone
that,
now.
yeah, it's pretty much dried up. We saw a few lasting puddles today, but nothing crazy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. We yeah, so we'd been at Costco and Winco and fixing Alex's car and anyway, I we were just done. So we went to a taco bus. They had the is it burrata? You know, the brothy stuff that they dip the tacos and the
Mm.
quesadillas and stuff in, and then they serve you a
Mhm.
side of it. My God. My God. So we had street
Super good, huh?
tacos and burrata quesadillas, and they were amazing. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what we did. And we went to Dutch because we did.
Oh, gotta go to Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
Oh, Birria, Victoria says. Birria.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. So good.
Hmm.
My God. He had on his menu, he had ramen birria. So basically, he said he has so much of that broth that he throws away that he
Mm.
was looking for another way to use some of it because it seems like such a shame. So
Hmm.
he started making it. It's like Mexican pho.
Oh,
It's
wow.
full of noodles and all the sauce, the broth, and then he had like onions and cilantro and stuff chopped and stuff on top of it. It looked amazing.
Yeah, that's a
We
cool
didn't get
idea.
it because it was hot and it just that seemed too hot and soupy for me.
Mm.
But I thought that was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
So Corin had Thai style chicken curry.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Oh, God's bless HelloFresh.
Mhm.
Cranky had soup and crackers. Amy had pizza. Sherry had pizza. Marina had pizza.
There are always many people that
Yeah.
had pizza on Thursday night. Whenever we ask this question, many of you did. It's so funny.
Hmm. Well, there'll be no pizza at my house for the summer because Mars hates pizza. And she will be highly offended if you order it. Like, we have to wait for a night when we know she's going out with her friends or something to order pizza because it's the only time we're having it.
That's funny.
She hates pizza and she hates sandwiches. So I always joke that we're going to have pizza sandwiches. It's just, I think when you play a college sport and they constantly have to feed you,
Hmm.
you just eat way too much pizza.
Hmm.
Because
That's
she's
true.
come home from college, like, order pizza and die up in here. Yeah. Jacqueline, Caesar salad and yellow eye.
Mm,
Victoria, nothing yet. Can't decide.
that's
Legit.
all right.
Barbara's making hamburger goulash.
Mm,
Nice. Yes. Red. How do you say it? Should we just
reddened
say
one.
red? Hmm? Reddened one.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, reddened one. Burgers and fries. RJ said crispy chicken and potatoes in the air fryer. Oh, nice. Kristi had spaghetti with homemade rustic marinara.
Ooh, fancy.
Renee had pork chops and Fritos corn chips. Oh, and is drinking kombucha now.
Mm.
Oh, chicken shawarma over at
Ooh,
Maureen's.
yum.
Yeah. Oh, Brandy hasn't eaten yet, but probably a protein drink. Yep. Oh,
Nice.
no. We have a troll. Ah,
Oh boy.
rude,
Goodbye.
rude,
I
rude.
will. I will take care
You
of that
got it?
one.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. Well, anyway, that's what's up. Well, good. Well, as promised on my show this week, I said that we would teach you guys how to lay a crystal grid in your yard and
Well,
why.
to grid your house
And
or
yeah,
your apartment.
yeah, yep.
Troll is banished.
Yes. Goodbye, troll. We won't be having it. It
Mm-mm.
is always my Facebook page. Always.
Facebook page is full of trolls. That's all I'm hearing.
Right. Feckers. It gets old. Uh, so
Feckers.
I love that word.
I
I
do too.
really do. It's a great one. So talk
Mhm.
to us a little bit about why you want to lay a grid.
So you can lay a grid for protection. Say you've got some not great neighbors, or there's been some theft in your area, stuff like that. Or you live in apartments where you have people all, some people live in an apartment where they literally have neighbors above, below, and in on either side.
Hmm.
And that's just a lot of other people's energy getting into your house. And so it's generally to hold energy out that you don't want to enter your space.
Hmm.
But it also can be charged to bring in a specific kind of energy if that's what you want as well. It
Hmm.
just depends on how you bless the stones.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
like particularly apartments. I do not just a crystal grid, but then also a ceiling of energy um, on all shared walls, which I think has helped quite a bit for people that I've done that with. It helps a lot to just kind of hold out.
Mm-hmm.
When on the TikTok can't find my lockets, in my bio it will say store on my bio page. Like if you click on my picture, just click on the
Mm-hmm.
store and you'll see it there. Because the lockets have not actually debuted on the page yet, but we'll get there.
These guys' comments are killing me.
Like everyone's got neighbors that they're like, "Yep, we need this."
My upstairs neighbors are not so great. Ban the fighting couple upstairs. I need one at work. We have neighbors from hell. I love it. Okay. Yeah. So Lillian, just send Kristi a message on Facebook and she can still hook you up. Or,
Yes,
at
definitely.
some point maybe we'll get some up on Etsy as well.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that.
So, and part of it is, you can obviously lay a grid on your property or in your property, right? So, if you have a yard and you want to lay a grid on your yard, you can absolutely do that. So, let's talk
Mhm.
about both a little bit. So, if you're
Yeah.
going to do lay a grid on your yard, like on your whole property,
Mhm.
you want to get a few different stones that are meaningful. Typically, when we do other people's properties, we use clear quartz and some kind of a dark stone, usually obsidian.
Mhm.
These do
So
not have to be showpieces, just raw pieces or little tumbled pieces. Like
small
this does
pieces.
not need to be
Yeah,
expensive. Yeah.
just the little small tumbled. Obviously, I'm holding bigger things, but yeah,
Hmm.
just tumbled from the metaphysical store or wherever is totally fine. It doesn't have to be a big stone.
So to do it, you're going to take your stones and you need 5 sets. So you've got to have 5 clear ones and 5 dark ones. And then if you want to add anything else to it, like you want to add something like for prosperity, you could maybe add a green aventurine or something gold, up to you.
Hmm.
Or maybe you want to add, something that is to attract love to this home. Maybe you do a rose quartz or whatever. You decide, you
Hmm.
can,
Yeah,
and,
you
and
can
if
all
you need help deciding, we can
add.
help you.
So these are just the grounding and clearing stones,
Hmm.
the obsidian and the clear quartz, and then yeah, add anything to it that you like or
Hmm.
that has energy that you want to bring in.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to need those crystals and you're going to need some salt because you're going to drop a salt line. So salt is a crystal. So the first thing you have to do is decide, what are you setting your grid for? Most people set it for protection over their property. Again, like if you want to add some other crystals to also attract abundance or attract love, then you decide, what that's going to look like, right? So, take all of your stuff, go outside, be ready. The first thing you want to do is charge and uh, clear and charge your crystals.
Hmm.
So you can sage them. If you want to, if you have like an energy healing modality, you can just hold them in your heart and bless them. Whatever you want to do, you clear them and then bless them with whatever it is, whatever your plan is. So, if whatever your intention is, you want to bless that into your stones. The easiest way, I think, is to hold them up to your lips and speak into them what your plan is. You know, you
Hmm.
hold them right up to your mouth. I'm blessing these crystals to protect my space or to set a grid to protect our energy or to bring peace to our energy or whatever it is all you have to do.
Hmm.
That's easy enough. It just does not have to be complicated at all.
Yeah, no,
And
it
then
doesn't. Not
you're
at
going to
all.
start in one quarter of your property. You pick, it doesn't really matter. Some people might tell you to start in the north, but frankly, I'm terrible with directions. Give me left and right because that's the only way I'm going to get there. So, yes, you can make a love one, Brandy. Of course you can. Uh, Start in a corner. Put your first little set of crystals down. So you're a dark one and a light one, and anything else you're adding. put it right in the corner of the property, kind of push them down into the earth if you can. They may over time get whisked away, right? They might get stolen, they might whatever. It doesn't matter. This is the energetic intent, so it doesn't matter. But if you can kind of push them down into the earth a little bit so they're protected.
Hmm.
And then start with your salt line. And it doesn't have to be a lot of salt. You don't need to poison the neighborhood or kill all your grass, but just a very thin salt line. I just always get salt in my hand and just very slowly start to release it.
Cranky, you can bury them if you need to. Just dig a little
Mhm.
hole and put them in there. Because Cranky was saying they'd get stolen here. Just bury them.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. Totally can. So then walk all the way to the next corner. We're going to go clockwise. Always clockwise when you're doing work like this. That helps the energy to flow correctly. And so, unless you feel like really drawn to go counterclockwise, this kind of work is always clockwise. It's the correct flow of
Yeah.
energy.
But occasionally somebody runs just a little differently. And if it
Mhm.
feels better to you the other way around, that's fine.
Mhm. Mhm. For me, it feels so counterintuitive to go counterclockwise. I can't make myself do it. But we were trained by Bright Owl, who in our circles, like our healing circles and stuff and goddess circles, you couldn't even walk out of the circle counterclockwise.
Oh no, no, no. Yeah,
Everything had to
always.
be clockwise. So I think it's just like in me.
Hmm.
Like that's how it has to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, go to your next part of your yard or your property, put the next batch of crystals down, then keep your salt light going to the next, to the next, to the next, until you have dropped a salt line all the way around the property. Like in my back field, in our pasture, there's a barn there. And so the choice is to either try and go in the barn and get my stuff right into the corner. I don't. I just drop my salt line all the way up to the corner of the barn and I put my crystals right there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Get as close as you can. Sometimes you'll have shrubs or rose bushes,
Yeah. It's not going to be exact,
stuff.
and it
Just,
doesn't have
yeah,
to be.
not at
That's.
all.
Mm.
So once you have your whole salt line done and all of those crystals are placed, you should have one more set because we had 5. And those ones need to go in your house or to the center of the property if that's not in the house. Again,
Mhm.
this is not direct math. It does not have to be absolutely perfect, but
Mm-mm.
as close as you can get to center is perfect. And
Mhm.
put them there. Some people like to take a bigger, nicer stone for that center piece since maybe it is like a display piece in your house, and that's up to you. Once that is done, you can just sit with those crystals in the middle. Now, you've already connected everything on the outside with your salt line. So now sit with those crystals in the center of the property and envision drawing a line, a, a thread of light from every corner into the center,
Yep.
every corner into the center, every corner into the center, so that all 4 of the outside corners are connected to that center piece. And that's how you build your dome. That's how you set the whole grid. And of course, as always, holding the intentions that you have for the property while you're doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
No, other than Sherry, yeah, just start again on the other side if there's a privacy
Uh-huh.
fence. Or,
Yep.
if you even need to not do your entire property and just do the outside edges of your house, that's
Mhm.
easier. It just depends on the property itself and what you're looking to protect. But
Mhm.
yeah. And you can just visualize it. Imagine if a line, a thread of light came from each corner and they all joined together at the center stone, at the center of the stones in the middle.
Mhm.
That's all you got to do to create this whole like vortex of energy around your property.
Yep. Yep. What if you live in an apartment and you really aren't going to do the whole property? Do the
Then you,
same thing.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you do the same thing. So you pick roughly the 4 corners of your apartment, and it may not be exact because it's probably not
Mhm.
a perfect square, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Just pick the 4 corners of your apartment, set your stones. You can do just a teeny little dribble of salt in between, because it's in your house.
Mhm.
I don't do salt in my house because I have cats and dogs and they will eat it.
Mhm.
I do the same thread of light connecting up the stones in my house, that I do connecting them to the center stone. So instead of using salt, I just, in my mind's eye, I visualize connecting one group of crystals to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next,
Mhm.
and then bring them all to the center with that same little thread of light.
Mhm.
Um, then if you have a shared wall with with neighbors, I always ask Archangel Michael to do this. Ask him to come in and create a barrier on your wall that keeps their energy out. And so, you can see Michael doing with the sword back and forth with the light, or just put his hand up and the whole wall is covered with light, and that with his blue light, and that holds out anything that would come through from your
Mhm.
neighbors. And you can do it to the ceiling, any of your walls, you can do it to the floor, anywhere.
Mhm. Mhm. And it's perfect. So you can do that in
Yeah.
your office, you can do that in your home,
Yeah.
wherever you want to put a grid. I love doing those. I always have a
Mhm.
grid set at my house, and every once in a while I will, redo it or.
You should break it down and clear the stones like every 6 months or so,
Mhm.
or anytime, anything significant has happened that maybe has a negative
Mhm.
energy about it. Break it down, clear the stones, do it again. But it's pretty simple, really. It's just creating kind of your own grid of sacred geometry in your
Mhm.
property. And no, you cannot do it wrong, Sherry. You
Yeah.
cannot do it wrong. It's
Mhm.
all about intention. Everything that you do with stones and energy is about intention. So
Mhm.
if your intention is that this is going to protect my space,
Yeah.
and this is going to hold other people's energy out of my space, then it will. It's just,
Yep.
that's what, um, you know, I mean, does it mean that you'll keep out sound? No, it doesn't. It'll hold out energy, but it's not going to hold
Mhm.
out sound. But yeah.
No,
But
but
yeah,
it.
to keep out somebody above you that really bothers you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause man, and I know I'm gonna sing to the choir here, but, apartment living is hard on empaths. Whew.
Ooh, it is.
So hard on empaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to not be in an apartment setting anymore. We
Yeah.
lived in a townhouse for a long time, and we only had one neighbor on one side, but it was still too
Mhm.
much for me.
Mhm. It is, and Christy and I both have worked for years on strategies to help our apartment-bound clients to deal with
Yeah.
the energy around them. The other one that I really like, especially for apartment buildings and office buildings, is to put selenite lamps, not lamps, but selenite, the energy of selenite
Hmm.
in all four corners of the building.
Yeah.
So, and this is just a visualization. But if you know what a selenite tower looks like, maybe I'll look one up so that you guys can. Have
It
you
looks
got
like
one?
this. It looks like this.
Oh, there you go. Yep. That's what a selenite tower looks like. Selenite is known as the great transmuter. Selenite is a stone that transmutes heavier energy into light. And so I've had really good luck with clients that live in apartment buildings or have work in big office buildings where there's a lot of chaotic energy, to just envision placing these giant selenite pillars in all four corners of the building that go deep into the earth and high into the sky, so that the sun is just continually the sun is continually charging them and pushing the energy down into the earth to be recycled, and that cleans up the energy of big buildings in a hurry.
It's a great idea.
It works really well, and anyone could do that. All you have to do is just sit with that space and visualize placing these giant selenite towers that stretch up into the sky and press down into the earth, and then charge them. In other words, hold space for what you want them to do, which is that
Hmm.
you want the sun to continually to charge them, to push the energy through those buildings and down into the earth to be transmuted.
Hmm.
And that helps move a lot.
It
Yeah.
does. Well, and Marina, some selenite on your desk at work would be awesome to help with
Hmm.
an open concept space. I find those hard too because, at least with cubicles, there is a delineation of this is my area, this is your area. With open
Hmm.
concept, there isn't that. The other
Hmm.
thing I like to do in situations like that is to visualize that I'm inside like a bulletproof glass booth,
Hmm.
and that booth is going to hold out other people's energy and allow me to just have mine in my space.
Mhm.
That and a nice piece of selenite on your desk should help with that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because yeah, open concept is hard. It's like you can never get away from each other.
Yeah. It sucks. So, Lillian, I think your question dovetails really nicely into what we were just talking about, but she wanted to know what we think about Himalayan salt lamps.
Hmm. They
They're
basically do the
great.
same thing as selenite.
Hmm.
I mean, if you have them, use them.
Hmm. The challenge with Himalayan salt lamps is that a lot of them are coming out now that already have LED lights in them, or the little light bulbs are LED. You actually want the old style, the incandescent light bulbs,
Yeah.
because the what activates crystals is heat or pressure. So, with that in mind, you need that heat. It's that little bit of heat that comes from the incandescent bulb that heats that light up just a little bit that activates its properties to be a great air purifier, a great energetic purifier. So, don't buy the ones you probably already have them and now you're like, damn it. But don't buy the ones that have the built in LED lights.
Yeah, the ones that I will never be able to get this out, probably to show you, but it has a little clip in there and it has a regular
Mhm.
light bulb inside of it. You can buy the cord and the light bulb on Amazon.
Mhm.
So you can replace those
Mhm.
with something like that so that it will warm up the stone a little bit.
Mhm.
And I think, Amy, for you with your selenite, just take it home once a month and let it sit out in the sun on a
Mhm.
weekend. It doesn't have to
Mhm.
be every day. Do it like once a month.
No, because
Saying
selenite's mostly self clearing,
it
so
is,
you
but
don't
it's
have to
good
do
to
that very
charge it
often.
periodically.
Yeah.
And Amy says that her office doesn't have windows. So that's the other horrible thing. What are we doing to people with stuff like that? Not
Right.
cool. But yeah, like once a month, take it home for a weekend, let it sit out in the sun, and then take it back. It'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you have to do. So those are some ideas about how to do gridding and why you might want to. You know. I don't know. Do you guys have any questions about that before we move on?
And always just add stone, always add a black stone and a clear stone, and then
Mhm.
anything else that you want,
Mhm.
anything you're drawn to or that you love. And, we say get just little tumbled stones because that way it's cheap.
Mhm.
It doesn't cost you much to go to a metaphysical store. Also, buy the salt at the dollar store. You
Mhm.
can buy those little, you know, or if you can get them at
Yeah.
the grocery store for less than $1 do. But when we used to grid people's property in person, and
Mhm.
we would buy our salt at the dollar store. We'd go in. I'm sure they thought we were nuts. We'd go in and buy like $10 worth of salt. Yeah,
Well, that's an important point because somehow, like in the new agey world, this idea that you have to use Himalayan salt for everything, from salt baths to spiritual work, that is nonsense. You do not have to buy super expensive salt. Salt is
no,
salt.
yeah, it is.
If you love that and you want to use that, that's fine.
Yeah,
You don't have to. There's also black salt, and black salt is really freaking cool. And if you want to use black salt instead, that's fine too. But
you
again,
can because it's
it's a
very
choice.
protective.
Yeah. If you were doing some gritting on your property because of some serious threats to safety, I would use black salt
Hmm.
if you can get it.
It's not
It's
as
a
easy
little
to come
tougher to
by.
get. You can buy it on Amazon, not cheap, but you can also buy littler vials of it, usually at metaphysical stores and stuff.
Hmm.
Yes, use it, but don't kill yourself over it if that's too expensive or you don't, like have a really dire need for safety and protection.
Yeah.
Just use regular salt. It doesn't not have to be crazy expensive at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Spirit, I hope you're enjoying that hot springs. Sounds like Spirit got to pull over at a hot springs for the night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. We'll take it. That sounds
Hmm.
amazing. Uh, I was thinking about a home that we did in Idaho Falls that had she could not keep her crystals in place. Every day she would wake up and those crystals were moved. She figured that she had elementals that were messing with them because like crystals that were all laid out, the grid that was all laid out the day before, that we had laid out, there were like crystals that were put in flower pots and stuck on like fence rails and on the back porch and like in the weirdest spots. So she'd be like, "What?" She'd gather them all back up, put them right back where they go. Next morning, they'd be all askew again. It went on for a while,
That's funny.
but pretty things, they
Hmm.
attract the stuff.
They do, yeah. And I mean, there's no harm in stuff like that.
No.
Sherry has tourmaline and a small selenite tower on her desk. Awesome.
Mhm.
We used to have a hairdresser that owned a salon that would come in our store and
Mhm.
buy selenite towers, and she had a selenite tower on everybody's workstation,
Yeah.
which I thought was really smart because a hair salon is definitely a place where people tend to kind of dump whatever's going on with them. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've noticed that, but when people are getting their hair worked on, oh, their hairdresser kind of becomes their therapist, and so it was really
Uh-huh.
smart to do that to help keep the energy
Oh,
clear and
yeah,
high in that space.
for sure. It seems to me like hairdressers and massage therapists,
Oh yeah.
whew, people dump their stuff on them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It is true. My massage therapist has lots of crystals and things in her office, in her treatment room for the
Mhm.
same reason.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Well, good. Okay. Well, I did think that we would have a few minutes for readings, and we do. We will not go beyond 8 o'clock. So we'll do what we can
Hmm.
before
We have
8. But if you have
16 minutes.
a need or a reading request, I know I saw a couple in the very beginning. Renee said, "Can you check on my new cat, Shredders?" Shredders!
This is a great name.
He's been through a lot in the last year. He is very affectionate. One of the reasons I adopted him. Yeah, I'll tune in to, or do you want to tune into Shredders actually?
Sure.
And I will take Kristi's question. She said, asking for a reading RE, my mom. Been dreaming about her a lot lately.
So for Shredders, I'm just doing a little bit of chakra balancing for him. He could use a little bit of root work. But honestly, Shredders is super happy. Shredders feels really good with you. Shredders feels safe, very much at home. Just had a little bit of a wobbly root chakra, but of course that would come from um, that those other things that went on in his life. But God, he's cute. Is he a shredder? I'm dying to know. Like, is this a name because I have a dog who's a shredder? I know all about this. Um, oh no, we have another troll. I will take
Oh,
care
for
of.
the love.
Bye bye forever. But yeah, with shredders, just keep doing what you're doing. Shredders feels really good. I stabilized his root, and I just think he knows that he's in a safe place with you, and that's really good.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, does he shred paper? Does he shred the toilet paper? Does he get after the paper towels? I want to know.
Or is it based on the
Ninja
master in
Turtles?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
That was my thought. All right, Kristi, let's take a look in on your mom.
Oh, goodness. I'm sorry.
She's been showing up in your dreams a lot lately. Yeah. Uh, it seems to me like, Kristi, you are in a much more grounded and stable place right now that you've been able to allow her in. Uh, an energetically stable place or emotionally stable place. Sometimes when grief is really heavy, it's really hard for people to be able to come in. A lot of times they don't just because it causes sometimes a lot more harm, more pain, more grief. But this just feels really balanced. I asked her if she had a message for you, and she said, "Hi."
That's
She
cute.
said she just wants you to know that she's close. Yeah, she's been hanging out a lot, and she just wants you to know that she loves you. There wasn't any huge message, like there typically isn't a big groundbreaking something, but it's a message of love and support and excitement that she's coming through. It's
Hmm.
working. She's getting your attention. That's huge.
That's cool.
So talk to her. I love it.
I wanted to say, Spirit said she was interested in the black salt. You could grid your car the exact same way that we just talked about for gridding an
Yeah,
apartment.
you
You can do
could.
the very same thing. And you
Mhm.
could use the black salt for protection, most definitely.
Mhm. Mhm.
Lillian says
Absolutely.
that I need the chocolate fudge brownies she's eating right now because I'm sleepy.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
send
you
one
do.
on over, would you?
I love it.
Apparently,
Okay.
Shredders was a shredder when he was a kitten, but he doesn't do it
Oh,
anymore.
of people or things? Just curious.
Probably all of the above, if I know kittens.
Probably. Our shelter uh, had pretty massive damage from the rains and the floods the other day, and so they
Mm.
have opened up their cat room, no fees at all. To just they're trying to adopt out all of the cats and kittens, and it's kitten season,
Oh,
so it makes it even worse.
yeah.
But Anyway, I had read yesterday that they had adopted out almost everything. They have an old lady there that's 16
Oh,
who apparently her owner went into care and she had to be surrendered. And she had a brother that's a little younger and he got adopted. And she's just hanging out at the shelter, hoping somebody will take her home and,
oh,
let her live out the rest of her days with them. And they said
right.
she's in great health and she's a super nice cat. Yeah.
Oh,
But people, because there's no fee, people are going and I keep wanting to say rent or check out. Adopting.
rent or check
Don't
out. I hope
don't
not.
do either of those things. Yes. Adopting kitties right and left, and it's kind of sweet. Yeah. I guess the kittens went in a flash, and now they're working on rehoming a lot of the adult cats too. So,
Oh, wow.
but apparently they had major damage, and their cat room was just obliterated. So that's bad because they don't have any funding or not much. So we'll keep an eye on that. But
Yeah,
that's kind of sweet. Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm scrolling through,
I
hoping to
know
get.
Lynn had a question
Oh,
about moving into her mother's house.
oh, I did see that. Let's see. Oh, yep. I'm moving into my mom's house after putting her in memory care. Can I assemble the ungodly amount of mirrors in a circle facing each other and then sage or crystal the hell out of it before the mirrors exit the structure? Will I
Hmm.
manifest something I don't want? No, you won't.
No, but you can sage the mirrors. Sage works
Mhm.
great on mirrors.
Mhm.
If there are a lot of mirrors in the house and that's kind of bothering you and you want to get rid of them, just sage them all.
Mhm.
It,
Mhm.
they respond really well to sage.
Mhm. Yep. And yes, you can definitely clear that place up good. Yeah,
Hmm.
Lillian said she's going to sage her new place. Oh, definitely.
Hmm.
When you move into a new place, always clear the energy. And if you
Yep.
can't burn sage, that's cool. Just make a strong tea out of basil or of sage
Hmm.
and just spray it around in a spray bottle. Or you can use Palo Santo, the smoke from that, or you can use dragon's blood incense. Lots of things. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, Lynn, you can message us for how to sage for sure.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Katie
Yeah.
sells the stuff, don't you? Don't you sell sage bundles?
I do have sage bundles. That's all I have right now, but I do have sage bundles that are harvested from local sage from here. Will you try to shy away from white sage if possible because white sage is needed and necessary for some indigenous purposes and when the new age community discovered how amazing sage is, we just started doing what we do, consume. And sage
Hmm.
only grows in white sage only grows in very specific places, mostly in California. And if you when it's gone, it's gone. And so there's been a big push the last few years to use what the sage that's local to you, or you can even just grow garden sage and dry it and burn it. It
Hmm.
smells bad and it burns really fast and hot, but you can do it. We've done it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I
But
did
yeah,
put a
Lynn,
link
email
for my.
Katie or message Katie on her Facebook page.
Yeah, I
It
did put
looks
a
like
link in
that's
the chat too
oh
for
for
my
your
Etsy
Etsy.
store. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully. I'm just scrolling through here. Let's see. Yeah, Victoria said she would like a reading. Victoria, do you have anything specific you're working on? We're going to run out of time, so rather than do a general reading, I'd rather answer a question for you if there's anything specific. Sherry
Yeah.
wants to know if the mean lady at her work will finally just effing quit. What you got?
Well, and then she followed up with, will she leave in the next 3 months?
Okay.
It's going to be more like 6. I'm sorry. She will leave, but it's going to be more like 6 months, not 3.
Mhm.
But I do feel like she will leave.
Mhm.
She kind of likes to hang out of spite. I'm just saying. She's one of those.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So there is hope. We'll
There
get
is.
that fool out of there. Okay. Read into one. What's going on with my job? Time to move on. Yeah, but I don't see it till like Augustish. I feel like you're gonna kind of wrap up the summer there. I do feel like you're gonna move on. I feel like the propensity there for you to be taken advantage of has gotten to be too high. I also feel like you have developed a fair amount of resentment there that is just burning a hole in you, and it sucks. And this is a good time to move on. You don't have to stay there. I really, really think that you'll find something that pays you better than where you're at. That you're kind of
Ooh.
in their rut. You know, sometimes you have to leave a place to make more money, even doing the same damn job, because you got stuck in their rut where they're like, well, this is what we've always paid you. So, okay, sure, we're paying the person that comes in the same money, even though you worked here for 14 years, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you can take that experience. A lot of employers don't really want you to understand what your worth is, you know?
Oh.
They're terrified of you understanding what your worth is. I suspect that that's exactly what's going to happen, though. I would take some time now to really get your resume looking awesome. Do not do it yourself. Resumes are one of those things that you are better off hiring somebody that's a professional to do it, unless that is your calling in life.
Mm-hmm.
You will not do it as nicely as someone else does, partly because we suck at bragging on ourselves. I don't write my
True.
own bios ever because I do an awful job.
Mm-hmm.
I always, in fact, the first bio I ever wrote at One Two Listen, I sent it over to C.A. Brooks, and she was like, "Ah," sent it back to me and said, "I made a few changes. What do you think?" You guys, it wasn't even the same document. I mean, I've made a few changes. She totally redid it, and it was so much better than what I did. It wasn't even funny. And I went, "Yep, don't write your own stuff. You are not good at selling yourself. It's okay to pay somebody else to do some things like that, and
Mm-hmm.
resumes are one of them.
That is
So
true.
take some time now where things aren't dire, they're just annoying, and get ready. Kristi, Maureen would love a birthday message.
Okay. I'm gonna
And
draw
while
a
you do
card.
that, I'm going to give Amy an energy healing.
Okay.
She said, I have people mentally and emotionally attacking me, and I need their energy gone before I start school. And by the way, congrats on getting registered for some classes. That's
Yeah, that's
super
exciting.
exciting. Yeah.
Okay, Marina, let's get you a birthday message.
Yeah. Amy, I'm going to give you a Merkaba clearing. You need like set free. So I'm going to put the command in place here real quick and then get out of the way so that Kristi can do Marina's reading. So I am starting at your feet, commanding billions of many points of light to flood your system now, completely healing, clearing, and releasing any and all energetic influences that you're carrying that aren't yours, any cords, connections, attachments, psychic attacks, psychic debris, blocks, or any other energetic components that could be holding you back or holding you down now, commanding these energies to be healed and cleared and rendered neutral and inert in all directions of time now through every cell of your physical body, every layer of your emotional body, and every fiber of your spirit body now. And I'll just watch that work happen while Kristi, I get out of your way.
Yeah, so Marina, interestingly, I pulled some cards for you for what's the message for you in this coming year. Okay, so we started out with some obstacles and challenges. So this card just indicates there's some things that are not working out for you as easily as you would like them to. It doesn't mean they aren't going to work out for you. Often, what obstacles and challenges indicate is that you may need to switch directions slightly. Sometimes an obstacle is simply a, not this direction kind of sign. Like, oh, take a right and or a left, not straight ahead. So it's an important thing to remember that when something feels like an obstacle, to look at it from a different way. Like if this is just telling me this isn't exactly the right path to take, then what else should I do? What other direction should I go? So see it more as guidance rather than something that stops you. The next card I got for you is the mental conflict card. When the mental conflict comes up, it's simply a reminder that you're being pushed to change in some way. So when you feel conflicted about something mentally, about whether to stay or go in a situation, say yes or no, to do something or not do something, this is our guidance telling us it's time to make a change. And mental conflict will often tell you which direction you really want to go, which way feels conflicted versus which way doesn't. So really trusting that these things are not things that stop you. They're not negative things. They're actually things that help direct you in which direction to go. So, an obstacle, if the same obstacle keeps coming up, take a little different direction, take a little different tack. When mental conflict comes up, what are you feeling conflicted about? And when you ask yourself, what is the yes or no answer in this situation? Trust that. Oh, goodness. And then the last card I got for you is the hope card. So things are going to work out. This is a very positive card. It means that the things that you're hoping for in the direction that you want to go in your life, you're going to get the final outcome. But the obstacles and challenges and mental conflict are the things that are going to help you find the correct path to that end goal. So it is a lot about trusting yourself that when you feel stopped by something, that's just an opportunity to stop and take stock and ask yourself, okay, if this is not the right way, what are my other options, and take a different direction. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a good year. You're obviously headed towards something really good.
Hmm.
Really, it's a lot about trusting yourself
For
and
sure.
trusting. I always think that when we see obstacles, we're all like, oh, great, that means I'm not going to get what I want. No, it isn't at all. It just means sometimes the
Nah.
direction that you take to get there might change a little bit.
Yep. For sure. For sure. I love that. Yes. Well, guess what?
Mhm.
We did it. We've
We did.
talked down to the end of the show. I know we didn't get to everybody tonight, but we will continue to read on the show, so we'll get to you another time.
Hmm.
You can also find me over at 12listen.com. I'm a professional psychic advisor over there. I'm working every single day, so you can always come see me. And Kristi, how do we reach you?
Eclectichealer.com
Okay.
is my website, and my schedule is on that website so that you can make an appointment with me if you want to. Those
Hmm.
of you that I know, some of you haven't seen me in a while and that are here on the show tonight, but I'm still doing my thing, seeing clients,
Hmm.
doing energy healing, and that's the way that you can do it. Eclectichealer.com.
Perfect. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Mhm.
Well, you guys have a great weekend. Have a great Memorial weekend if you're here in the
Yes.
States. Otherwise, have a great weekend too. Uh, please take
Hmm.
good care of yourselves. You deserve it. Have a cookie, have a glass of wine. You know, do what you do.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for being here, you guys. This has been a production of the Psychic Hour with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Bye, everybody.